Jesus Christ came to solve two problems, not just one, not just sin, two problems, sin and death. Follow me. When James chapter 1 verse 15, then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Here we are seeing a cycle of how the enemy works. So when the enemy wants you to sin, this is how he works. So he comes and he speaks to you. So let's say if you're struggling with whatever you're struggling with, whether it is drinking or smoking, whatever it is. So let's say if it's drinking, the enemy comes and speaks to you and say, hey, I want you to go drink. The moment you start considering that thought, what you're supposed to be doing, if you have the resurrected life and you understand it is not you but Christ, you take that thought, you put it under the feet of Jesus because it is Christ in you, and you say that Jesus cannot even drink. And I take that thought and I put it to the ground, and you cast away that thought. But if you don't do that, guess what? You start thinking about that. And then the moment you conceive it in your mind, it is now conceived in your heart. It goes from your mind to your heart. The moment it settles in your heart, you have no option but to leave it out, to leave it, to act on it. Why? Because the Bible talks about out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The Bible also talks about as a man thinketh, so is he. So when you think about drinking, you will just have to drink. When it is in your heart, you will have to put out that action of drinking because it has already been conceived with your heart. That's why the Bible talks about guard your heart above all things. That is how the enemy works. So Jesus came to defeat the sin. But that's not all. Friends, are you aware that Jesus also came to defeat death? Jesus. Hebrews chapter 2 verse 14, that through death he might destroy him that hath the power of death. You see, sin brought death, but Jesus came to die so that our sin may be forgiven. And Jesus also said that he came to defeat death. Death was destroyed. New life was given when death was destroyed. Romans 4 verse 25, who was delivered for our offenses and raised again for our justification. One more time. Who was delivered for our offenses and was raised again for our justification. Is the enemy accusing you? I want you, when the enemy accuses you because of iniquity in your bloodline, because somebody in your ancestry used to serve him as a warlock or as a witch, I want you to say that Jesus has already been delivered for that offense. Therefore, I am justified. Is Satan accusing you because you keep on struggling with a certain sin? I want you to confess that sin, and I want you to say it is Christ that lives in you and with you, and that Jesus has already been delivered for that offense, and that I am justified. Therefore, I have conquered this sin. Is the enemy coming against you? Is the adversary accusing you of something in your past, or something that your spouse did, or something that your friend had done on behalf of you or towards you? I want you to stand up and say, Jesus has already been delivered for that offense, and that I am justified according to Romans chapter 4 verse 25. This is why believers who have the life of Christ should be living a victorious life, because Jesus has already been delivered for our offenses. This is the good news that we need to start preaching as believers, that Jesus has already been delivered for our offenses. Oh, praise the Lord.